Inside 6 Yarns is proudly supported by 1951 Goalkeeper Coaching.
For more information, visit their website at 1951goalkeepercoaching.com.au.
Or you can find them on Facebook.
Or Instagram.
At 1951 Goalkeeper Coaching.
Links are in the description below.
Yes. Welcome everyone to the new episodes of Inside 6 Yarns. I'm your host Yatesy, and with me a guy that does not need any introduction because I've run out of all lines of introductions. My co-host
Tommygun.
Yes, and with us
today, yeah,
a special guest.
Yeah.
Tommy.
Oh mate, we have a very special guest today. Our first live guest, being Nick Stone. Thanks for joining us, mate. Coming on the show. Thank you very much.
No, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. So.
Yeah, mate. How does it feel being the first ever live guest in the studio?
Very privileged. very, very privileged.
Even got a special escort up the elevator.
Oh no,
yeah,
walked in here.
The funny thing is as that like as soon as we got in, we just love to chat about goalkeeping. So we chatted for about half an hour about goalkeeping stuff before we even got on the mics.
We just spent all night there, can we?
Yeah.
Oh, we could have.
No.
So Nick, again, welcome to the show, as Tommy said. So I guess what we really want to do is just finding some information on you, mate, was really, really hard. I tried all the webs, made some phone calls. Got out the old cup and wire to try and speak to some people, and I could hear a little rustling in the leaves there, mate. But tell us a bit about yourself.
Yeah, it was actually, I tried to do the same thing on myself. I think everyone does the whole Google themselves and see what comes up, and absolutely nothing come up on me. So I thought these guys are going to struggle. But obviously English, did a 2-year YTS apprenticip with AFC Bournemouth. Spent 2 years there, which was amazing. It was I think all the kids at a young age want to play football and want to be footballers, and and that's all they live and dream for. So
exactly.
To actually be able to do that was amazing. It was like a dream come true. I worked so hard as a kid, training and doing everything I could to get to the level to be able to play, to be able to do that, or do it as a full-time job. So, when I got there, I thought, you kind of go, I've done it. This is
made it.
Yeah, and how wrong was I? I was so wrong. I thought I worked hard just getting there. It was just like a whole nother level, being able to training, working with pros and working with them on a daily basis. I think that's the biggest thing is as a kid is you going from training 2-3 times a week to then working full time. It's it's sore, it's hard, it's And
how old were you when you started that? When you went in there?
I was there from just left school, so 16 I was there. 16 to 18, spent the 2 years there. Working under some really good goalkeepers as well, learning so much, and we had, probably the viewers that you probably won't know them, but
they can Google it. So.
That's all right. Google it. And Neil Moss, who played at Southampton, obviously in the Premier League. We had Andy Marshall, who was England under 21 international. He came and spent some time there. Also, we had Jimmy Glass, who spent some time there. Ian Andrews, I think it was something to do with England. He was at Southampton at the time, played at Leicester City. So there was some really, really good goalkeepers. Really, really good goalkeepers. The apprentice, the second year apprentice, Dave Wells, he was a Northern Ireland international. So the competition was like
insane.
Yeah.
Far out. That's some good goalkeepers there.
Yeah.
It's definitely a big that 16, 18 years old. That's a crucial time in a young adult's life, especially being a male. And there's obviously a lot of distractions out there. So, to all those kids, and kudos to yourself, Nick, putting in those yards to do that training, because there's a lot of distractions out there.
Oh yeah,
for young keepers.
For sure. Yeah, you have to be like 100% focused and knowing that that's what you want to do, and it goes from everything. Just eating well, just training hard, giving giving the best chance that you can, and that's the thing at the end of the day, just giving it 100% and leaving everything. When you go on game day, I was kind of one of those goalkeepers that I wasn't naturally gifted. I wasn't, some of these keepers nowadays, they've just got a knack for it, and you just go, oh my God, these guys are amazing. Where I was the guy that was first on the training ground, last off the training ground, just put all my time in, just training, and and then I was, hoping that with all the hard work I put in, that I was going to get the reward, and lucky enough I did as well.
That's good.
Got lots of rewards from working hard, and it's pretty key that.
Well, that goes across all the board between any ages, any male or female. You work hard and put in those extra yards, come in early, finish late, and you'll get rewarded.
You always find that when you put in the hard yards, you do get the rewards most of the time. Most of the time.
Well, keepers are a strange breed as well. So and we do work hard. Like the training that we do is hard. Yeah. I know the outfield players that go, but we run and. But
we did a 3K run this morning. No, do some goalkeeper training.
Yeah, it's different. And I used to love watching the outfield players come in, put the gloves on, and they dive around, and they've really got no idea what they're doing. They go, it's a bit harder than you think,
Oh,
so
sure.
We've actually touched on this subject a few times.
I think we touch on it every episode.
Yeah. I don't know if that's us getting back at them a bit, it's a completely different. Like my squad, they're doing all 5K runs and all that type of stuff. But as a goalkeeper, yes, fitness is very important.
Yeah.
But it's that certain technique and those quick agility things. That's what we need to work on.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and I think that's what it's been hard at the moment with obviously everything that everyone's going through at the moment. It's been hard. I've been going up to the park and doing a lot of training by myself, and spending a lot of time, just doing all sorts of stuff. Like I said, short, sharp stuff, little collapse saves. Kicking the ball against the wall, even distributions and stuff like that. Anything that you can do, just
get that little edge.
Yeah, that's right, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day. So,
I think the good thing about goalkeeper training in particular is that you can do a little bit of stuff by yourself. Like it's quite limited if you're a outfield player, but as a goalkeeper, you can get a bit creative with it. But that was the idea behind my videos.
I was going to say, is that a cheeky little pun?
That's a plug on my own videos.
So Tommy, do your magic. Look, everyone, look down the little link, whatever. Have a look.
If you need some ideas on solo goalkeeper, it's got over 2,000 views. Just saying.
Oh wow!
Just over 2,000. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's good that your mum liked it a lot.
I was going to say, my mum kept clapping on.
I love it.
No, mate. So Nick, tell us more about the program at Bournemouth, mate. Tell us more. What was that was like?
So that was it was just amazing. Like I said, it really was. You go in the morning. I lived away from home, obviously, so you moved away at home at a young age.
Yeah.
Which is obviously a big step as well.
Especially at that age.
Yeah, that's right. So not too far away, but still moved away. And I lived with the kit man and the other goalkeeper, so we roomed together. So that was pretty cool. That was awesome.
It's always good living with the
it was great. It was great. So. And so obviously we lived with the kit man, so we were first into the training ground in the morning.
Yeah.
So first in, and we were just basically, the first chores were get the boots. We all get allocated with a pro's boot, so you go in, clean them all up, make sure you've got them all. Then you had other chores to do, obviously make sure all the balls, cones and everything's all ready. They all go into the minibus. That's all ready to go. Yeah. And then obviously, then we'd obviously at that time, Bournemouth, we had a training ground which was not near the ground. So we obviously all get in the bus, drive to the training ground. Then you get there, drop off the pros boots, whoever you were allocated with. I actually got the manager, I got the gaffer.
Hey.
So that was the worst thing as a kid, as a first year apprentice, going down the corridor, knocking on the door.
Yeah.
And it was so nervous. I was shaking every time. And I did it for 2 years, and you think it would get a little bit easier, but every time it was just like, morning gaffer, just dropping off your boots, gaffer. I've just been nice.
There's something that's so awesome about that, and it I guess you get that with your first team coaches, especially when you're juniors. Like you do look up to these people, and the gaffer is, he's a man. He's a head honcho.
Yeah.
For example. Alex Ferguson at Man United. I'll talk about him a lot. Obviously, to the scarf there. But there's stories with like Giggsy, Beckham, and all those seven there that would go on. And the stories that you could tell, he'd walk into the room and everyone would stop like, oh, what have I done wrong?
And it was like that because he would never normally come up. It would only on match days that you'd see him. He'd walk through and we'd all just freeze. It'd just be like, you'd be afraid. He was like afraid if he spoke to you, and you just always have your head down and be like, don't say anything in him.
So, when you did the boots though, so obviously everyone had was there anyone that you wanted to get? So was there any like idol that you were like, oh, I'm going to get someone's boots, or did someone have a good pair of boots?
Being a keeper, it's all like, oh, you'd love to get the keeper ones, but then you've got to think about it and go, hang on a minute, they probably get the dirtiest.
Yeah.
So
the gaffer's probably the cleanest, so you're probably lucky.
And I got so lucky with the gaffer because he would quite literally just walk across the field, watch the training, turn around, walk back in again, and he'd put him in his car, and they were still pretty clean. But I'd have to go down in the morning, go and grab them, bring them back, clean them all up, and all I did is just give him another buff, just take a bit of dirt off him. And
what boots did he have?
He had the Copers.
Oh yes, loves the Copers.
He was a Coper. Yeah, he was a Coper. Yeah.
How long have those? I'd love to do. Tommy, next episode we've got to do a bit of history on the boots. How long the boots are gone for? Because they've been gone for a while ago.
Mate, you cannot whack a good Coper.
Yeah. No, I'm wearing them now.
Yeah,
I'm wearing the Copers now.
Mate, I'm a Coper man myself. Loves the Copers.
Yeah.
I wore them last year. This year I'm wearing the new Predators. The ones with the spiky things. I think it's like 19.1 or whatever it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because they've changed them so many times. Because I wore Preds back in the day as well. So
back when the Preds were actually good.
When they had it was all about the tongue back in when we played. It was all like making sure they had the huge tongue, like
David Beckham. I think it's David Beckham. Predators. You know, the white ones. I was never a coloured boot guy. I was always just the black. It had to be black. Black and plain.
That's such a goalkeeper thing, isn't it? The black boots. See,
I disagree with that because I can't be all one colour with the boots. I'd probably have one or two, but I love red. Red's my colour. It makes me fired up. But the red and black is just two favourite colours. Yeah. And every now and then throw a bit of fluoro in there. Yeah,
I did actually like the fluoro boots when I finally got back into playing again. I was like, oh, the fluoro boots, I kind of look. And I went, no, I'm not doing it. Because I remember when we played, it was sort of like if you wore a different colour boot, they would just rain down on you. You would just get caned.
It's funny, we had Kenny on the show, Skype, last week, and he was saying, I think it was one of the outfield players had one of these fluorescent boots. I can't remember what brand it was, but the gaffer pretty much came over and goes, whose boots are these? And he threw them across the room, so he kind of put his boots and like tucked them underneath the thing so he couldn't see them.
That was brilliant.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, it was always just black. Most of the boys all wore black boots, like even the pros. It was just back then. I don't think the colour boots were kind of around too much.
It's quite funny because you hear have you heard of like the Manchester United Academy? Apparently, it's like an unwritten, or it's a part of the rules that you have to wear black boots, like all black boots. Right. Yeah, it's really weird. So like
does match the kit though.
So literally so once you hit the first teams, like that's your reward. You can have colourful boots.
You can have colourful boots.
Yeah. Think about in a Sunday league and a bit on the Saturday as well. If you're wearing coloured like the out there boots and you're an outfield player, there's a defender that's going to be like, "You're mine."
Yeah.
He's going to be a tricky one. My first tackle, I'm going through you.
I literally had one of them defenders at Armidale when I played at Armidale. It was literally, I can't remember. I think his name was Jack. Literally, like, as soon as he'd see somebody, it literally just like, 2 foot. You go 2 feet. Take him out.
Legally, of course. Not endorsed.
Because there's such thing as a legal 2 foot.
He slipped.
Somewhere in there. Somewhere in the rule book.
Somewhere. We'll bend the rule book.
Especially the unlevelled sulfuric ground at Armidale with the pitch. I don't know. You know, it's very slippery there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Slippy.
Just making excuses. So obviously you had a good time.
Yes.
Where you were?
Yeah, it was great. Learned a lot. We had an awesome goalkeeper coach, like I said, and a lot of good pros that were always, willing to help you, and and I think that's a part of the keepers union that's always been going, that we all stick together and help one another through good times and bad. So
we found that out a lot with this podcast. There's such a good goalkeeper. I didn't realize how good the goalkeepers union was until we started doing this, because you get so much support and so much. Like, even just like messaging random people that I thought would never come on the show, and then you get people like Kenny Arthur, Connor O'Keefe coming on from, over in the UK, and they're like, they've got, thousands of people that, probably message them, and they've got thousands of followers on social media, and that they take the time to message you and be like, yeah, no worries, I'll come on your podcast, and they spend an hour or two chatting to us about, crap, really.
I agree. It's like, you hear
awesome.
Obviously goalkeeper union amongst the squad, amongst the team. And then, we can say our Saturday boys now. We can say,
Saturday boys.
we might line up and how you going, cheeky handshake, maybe try and pull your shorts down when you walk past. So watch out.
Keep an eye out for that.
I'll try and get you. But little things like that. But when it comes, worldwide, international, it's amazing how big it is.
You don't realise how big it is, but it's awesome. No, I'm glad we do this podcast because then we get to meet new keepers and get new experiences, and it's awesome. But yeah, so what we've got here is that apparently we've heard on the very little information that we do have on you there, that you are playing at Swan this season.
Yes. So I'm at Swan this year.
State League 1 they're in now, yeah?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, apparently got promoted, is that?
Yep. Yeah, there you go. Freshly promoted.
Yeah, so I was lucky enough to be working this year with Eric and Paul.
Yeah, Paul Dundo. Yeah.
So I had a chat with Eric, and he was like, "Yeah, come on down. Be really good to have someone of your experience come and help the team out. I think it always helps to have that little bit of experience." So we had a good chat, and he was like, "Yeah, keen to get you down and get you training," but obviously it's all come to a screeching halt before we've even got going.
Unfortunately,
it is what it is for the moment. But yeah, we're still already keen to go. The bloke said our boys are doing the same. They're still running and training at the moment. And we've got a bit of banter going on. We've got the WhatsApp thing going, so the boys are posting stuff. I don't know if your guys are doing the same. So we're all
Facebook pages and all that,
taking the mick out of one another. I've set a few stupid little challenges and stuff on there, like trying to see how many sit-ups you can do in 30 seconds.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good challenge.
So Friday,
we should start our own I6Y challenge. Maybe sit-ups.
I like sit-ups. I can sit up till the cows come home.
You could do push-ups as well.
No,
we've done push-ups. 25 days was it? We did it.
Oh yeah.
How about touching the top of the goalpost? We can do that.
Yeah, see how many you could do.
See how many you can do in 30 seconds, something like that.
Yeah, that'd be.
Well, stay tuned.
I just saw my tiptoes on there.
Yeah, no. We're in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. If you're under 6,
we're going to have to work.
Yeah.
God.
So I've got a question for you. So obviously with that transition from playing football in the UK to coming over here in WA and playing football, I heard a little whisper in my ear that the technique that you have as a goalkeeper is the best that this person has seen.
Shout out to Michaeli.
Yeah. So
very nice.
It's obviously there's a lot of goalkeepers out there. There's all different type of coaches. Experiences come from different places, different countries, whatever. But that, if I was in your shoes, to get that compliment, that's a big compliment. To be very technical.
That's huge. And for me, like I said, I think when we all start off, we've all got that goalkeeper that we follow and idolise, and we want to be like them, and you want to wear the same boots as them, and you want to wear the same gloves as them.
You want to get the same haircut as
This guy.
So
segue to the next question too.
I had a keeper exactly the same. And Tim Flowers, his name was, and he played for England, Blackburn. He was at Southampton, and technically he was amazing. Just his shape, everything that he did, and I just went. It was just, I was like, I've just got to do that. And I know you've touched on it, and we'll touch on it now. I'm not the biggest keeper in the world. I am definitely not the biggest keeper in the world. So I needed to have you got to have these strengths. So one of my strengths was just if I can be technically sound and I have good hands, and that was just something that I just worked on. Just every time I would, like I said, when we do the training at Bournemouth, people would go home, we'd go into the gym afterwards in the afternoon. Most of the boys would go home. I'd grab another bag. I'd grab a bag of balls. I'd go back out into the park and spend another 25, 30 minutes out there just kicking the ball against the wall, catching, just basic drills. But just something that you can get your shape right, get your hands right, get that confidence in catching the ball and building your own confidence. And goalkeeping is about confidence.
It is.
You've got to have that confidence.
And
I think it's a big part. But if you know that your foundation's good, then I think you can start off pretty well. And that's always how I thought. It was the best thing for me to do is to have a good shape. Like I said, because I'm not tall, I don't have that physical presence. So I was all like, well, if I can be sound, in and around the box and have good distribution, I'm quite a talkative keeper as well, very loud, and
start from the back.
Start from the back. Like I said, I don't have that physical presence, but you'll hear me for 90 minutes, and I'll be at my back for 90 minutes. I'll be at the midfield, I'll be at the strikers, and I'll be just making sure that everyone's still switching on, everyone's still doing their thing, and they're hearing me, and it was just something that I think it's just something that you kind of you focus on, and you know.
Well, it's funny that because you mentioned obviously about the height thing. We bring that up a lot. So
it's funny how we've got like a 6'4" keeper, and
I'm slouching in the moment, so I'm trying to.
Yeah,
so I liked it when you were slouching.
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny though that you look, some of the best goalkeepers in the world are either 6 foot or under.
Yeah,
Bosnich. Or even Matty Ryan's a good one there.
Matty Ryan's. How tall is he?
He's not that tall.
Someone told me he's 5'11", but I don't know how true that is.
What about Tim Howard? Because he's not that tall either.
I thought he was quite big. I thought
Tim Howard. I thought he was over 6 foot.
Yeah. Is this a Google?
Mate,
I'm going to Google this because I didn't think he was that tall.
The beauty of technology, but when I think of like shorter legendary keepers, the first name that pops into my head is Casillas. He's just under 6 foot and legendary keeper Casillas. I can't remember who he plays for now, but.
See, back in my day, there was I think Barthez was under 6
foot.
Barthez was under 6 foot.
And didn't he let you know if you made a mistake, even if it went through his legs and his fault, he'll blame someone else about it.
What a great striker ball! That guy could strike a ball.
Amazing, and he played for a very good team too.
Yeah, that's right. And he was great with his feet in that time as well. The way that the games have changed, his feet back then were brilliant.
Still awesome.
Yeah,
even in today's game. But it's crazy how. Yeah, we will touch on it a little bit later on, but the evolution of you could be alright with his feet, but like it's not a big part. But nowadays, it's a huge part of the game, being good with your feet. Yeah. I'm gathering you've got Tim Howard's height.
I'm wrong, which is very rare. But he's actually 6'3", so he's a little bit shorter than me.
There you go. So he is.
He's like, honestly, though, when you look at him in the sticks, he doesn't look that tall.
Nah,
that was the thing that obviously when you watch. You watch football on the TV, and then when obviously we used to have some good teams come down to Bournemouth, and you'd be going, they look quite small on TV, and then you'd watch them come through, and you'd be standing and you'd be like, oh my god, they're huge, you just didn't realise actually how big.
Yeah, and I think Kenny Arthur talked about that last week because he said that when he was in Scotland, he said that he's a 6'4" keeper like YEATESY, but he said that when he moved from Scotland to England. He said that he was a really tall keeper in Scotland, but when he moved to England, he said that he was just average height there. Yeah. He said that most of the players were over 6 foot, so he's just like it's a different kettle of fish for me because I was no longer the big guy in the box; I was just the normal guy in the box. So it was very interesting. Yeah,
it's so like some player like Peter Crouch. So you look at him, and he's like
huge.
Oh yeah, he's tall. And like Gareth Bale's another one. He's 6'1". I just looked it up. So, but he looks like a tall guy.
Yeah.
But as keepers, I think. De Gea, he's I think 6'4" or 6, roughly the same height as me.
When I think of tall, big, lanky keepers, I think of like your Van der Sars, your Peter Cechs, huge guys. Peter Schmeichel, just the guys that look absolutely mammoth in the stinks, or even last week Fraser Foster.
Huge mammoth of a keeper
in the sticks.
Yeah,
like I said last week, I was like, literally, he's the only keeper that I've ever watched during a penalty. I'm like, I put my money on him saving it rather than them scoring it. Literally every time I've seen him, that guy save it, like go for a penalty, he always saves it. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
I hate the fact that he plays for Celtic. Hate it. But yeah, credit where credit's due.
No, I think I think the way that the game's changed now, that obviously height is not overly a big issue.
No.
Back when I played it was a huge thing. Like I said, most of the goalkeepers that I trained with and worked with are all 6'2", 6'4". They were big guys, and it made it very hard for me because obviously in England a lot of the players were quite tall as well, so it made it really hard for me. Like I said, so my foundation was to make sure that I had good hands, and just a good grounding for being alert at the back. I was quick off my line. Yeah. Just all those just tried to be everything that the big goalkeepers couldn't be.
Exactly. Yeah. No, that's what Connor O'Keefe. He's just 6 foot as well. He's just a little bit taller than us, but he's a big fan of the touching the base of the fact that, all right, what can't they do well, and I'm going to work on it. And he said that basically he's going to work on every single part of his game that he can work on. He says, I can't work on my height, so it's not something I can change, but everything that I can do to better myself and to make myself a better keeper, that's what I'm going to do. And I think that's a big message to kids out there. So you don't need to go stretch yourselves on
definitely
anything like that.
Just work on your technique. And I think that's one thing with being a toolkit goalkeeper. It's, there's obviously technique wise probably things you can improve on, but we may have a little bit easier because we can get those top ones. But for us as a keeper, for tall ones, it's those low ones that are quite that are knee height, knee to hip height. Whereas as a little bit shorter goalkeeper, that's your bread and butter.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what you work on. That's what you love.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So speaking of the lower ones, Nick, what are your thoughts on a foot save?
Oh, a foot save. Foot saves weren't around really. I was
going to say, you're lucky it's plastic. Right?
It was so funny because when I finally got back into it and I'm watching this, went in and started training with Mikhail and it was the 5-star block and the foot save, and I'm like, why are they using the foot? Why can't they just put their hand down and make the save? I don't get it. And I'm just at the time just trying to process it all, and at the time I'm looking at it, and these kids are making like amazing saves. I'm going, how the hell do they get it? I'm like, and I'm in there going, I would have tried to use my hand. Maybe I've been doing the wrong thing for years. Maybe I should have just throwing the foot out.
That's the beautiful thing about goalkeeping. So like the way I look at it is just, I'm a simple man. My first job is to stop the ball going in the back of the net. And if that's my fingertips, my head, my knees, my foot, certain anatomy that guys have, if that's using that to stop the ball,
a save is a save. People might go, why did he use his foot, or what? It's just like, at the end of the day, the ball's not in the back of the net.
Yeah, exactly. But in touching on what Tommy said, like with the foot save and what you've said, you got to think, a lot of kids just want to make that spectacular save, but then you got to think the next step. So can I make a foot save, or can I dive and put 2 hands on that, collect the ball, and presume play, or can I get a good palm on this and put it out for a throw in or put it out for a corner? How? Because a lot of people, they just say, "Oh, stop the ball," and then it goes in front and the striker finishes.
That's right. And like I said, back when I played, it was all like I was always catch. Never. It was just towards the end. It was all like, so the balls got better. They started moving in the air that little bit more. So then when I was in England, we were using I think it was the Nike, it was in the Premier League then, the Nike Geo Merlin.
Okay.
And that thing moved, and my goalkeeper coach bought like half a dozen of them, and he's all like, let's just have some fun with these. And it was, and we'd, same thing, just set up a simple drill, probably a bit like the goalkeeping walls that you guys were talking about. Is that you just have 2 goals about 20 yards apart, and we would just strike it and just watch these balls move. And but it was like the same thing. I'd still try and catch it every time. I'd still try and catch it. And he's like, why aren't you? And his technique was, sometimes just he would pat it down a lot. So
that's another technique too.
He had the technique of like, he goes, my hands aren't as good as you. So like when we were striking, he would just tend to take the power out of it, just drop it down and go again. And it worked. I think at the end of the day, I think it depends on what works for you. So,
that's it.
Because it depends how technical you want to go with it.
Well, that's it. Everyone's got their technique and their style. I guess the saying comes, you can't teach old dogs new tricks, and that's more me, not you. But for my tech, there's probably a lot of things in my technique that I need to work on. But like I said, my job is to stop the ball going in the back of the net, and I'm going to do everything in my power to stop that. So
that's what my partner says. She's just going, because she's all new to the game. I'm coming back after the ripe old age of 40, going, it's a good idea to come back and start playing again.
Primo age.
And she's going, so it doesn't really matter, does it? As long as the ball doesn't go in the back of the net. And I went, you know what? It sounds funny, but it's actually true.
It's true.
It's actually true.
You could win 1-0 if they could have 1,000 shots and you score 1 goal, have 1% of possession, and you score that goal, and you say, well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I think we've all seen some crazy stuff on YouTube, and they're just balls and the keepers are just punching it. It's going out for a throw in, or just but the ball's staying out the back of the net. So we can all jump on him and go, mate, what were you doing there? And you should be doing this, and you should have caught it.
I'd like to. Maybe later on, Tommy can do your magic. We'll sort out the. We played Swans with Curtin. We played Swans in the last night series game, and I think Swans had 15 to 18 shots on target in the first half, and they scored none.
Oh wow!
So I was quite happy with that.
You're on fire.
Well, I think I was wearing all red. But then
Yatesy loves this story.
Yeah, but the one that really just touches home is I think there was about. The coach was I could tell he was going to take me off. It was like a couple of 15 minutes to go, and I was like, okay, you're going to let the other keeper go on, give him some time. It's only fair night series. Let's give everyone a go. Yeah. And I was like, okay, it's going to come off now. Just started losing my concentration. Okay, I'm coming off. Like I've had a clean sheet. This is awesome. The ball goes out, and I was like, okay, that's it. I turn around to my coach. He's too busy talking to someone. I'm like, oh crap. So they throw in down the line, awesome cross and awesome cross, awesome finish. It was probably in between maybe the penalty spot area, like it was a fizzing cross. No way I was going to get to it.
Not going to come out and go.
And it was a great finish, and it was 1-0. And then when they scored the goal, coach was like, "Yeah, Luke, sub." Oh no! But we'll have to bring the video up.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Yeah, some actually good going from Swans, some good pressing play from the back and moving forward. Yeah. Also with Curtin as well. But that's another thing with goalkeeping, as that's one thing I want to touch on, is a different style of play coming from the UK to now, and also you having a bit of that gap.
Yeah.
Coming to now.
Yeah, definitely. So obviously when I was playing, the back pass rule was in play, obviously. Yeah. But it was more of a case of where we were. Not playing well. Saying that though, when I played in the youth team, he wanted to play. My manager, Sean O'Driscoll, wanted to play from the back. He was very rare, but he wanted us to play. So he wanted us to play as much as we could. I was a bit panicky then, because obviously you're playing for a pro team. Yeah. You don't want to be making mistakes. You're on show. You work extremely hard during the week, and you want to do the right thing. But we would, he would play out quite a bit from the back. Not a great deal, not as much as it is today. But I think it's more of like the pressing side of things. So like when we try and play out from the back, the oppositions would press. Nowadays I think they kind of go, you can have the ball. We'll let you have the ball to a certain, because you're not doing. You're not going anywhere. You're not really causing us any dramas until it hits a certain part of the field. Some teams do. Some teams react early and press you. Yeah. We've seen it in the Premier League. I think Arsenal got caught how many times? Trying to play out from the back, and they make a mistake, and they continue to do it. And it's like, I think everyone sat at home going, "Really? Are they really still doing this?" But I think the game it changed a bit for me. But it was a still thing. We still worked with our feet all the time. Yeah. It was a still thing. You still had to hit targets in certain areas. It wasn't, when we played, the manager you would have to hit certain areas. It wasn't a case of you got the ball back and you just unload it willy nilly. People would would give you options, and if you didn't, if it was on, you give it them. If you didn't give them, you would get yelled at. You would actually get yelled at. It was pretty full on.
I think we've got it up here.
Mate, the techno guy has found the video. So people think at home I've been really quiet, but I've actually been silently plucking away.
Just before you play this, Tommy, I just want to say a thank you to you, mate, because you've done behind the work. You've done a lot of stuff when it comes to this type of technical stuff. You've done really, really well, mate.
So look. I love the kit, by the way.
Thanks, mate. All red.
I like that. That's good.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the orange kit or the red, or this guy over here?
Yeah, this guy. That guy. Are you wearing black gloves as well? Is that black
red?
Gloves? Oh, red.
He's red. All red.
Everything red.
All red. Wow. So the first thing is straff. But so can you see the YEATESY? I am recording the screen as well. So for those of you who are listening to us, go over to our YouTube channel, TommyGun GK, and you'll be able to watch this video as well. Watch some highlights of YEATESY saving as well. So there you go.
100 subscribers.
Oh yeah, we did hit 100 subscribers today, so there you go.
Yeah, all right, let's go.
Yeah, he's itching, isn't he?
I am. I haven't watched this for a while, and this is gonna
not for a while.
All right, let's have a look. So he's got a free kick.
Oh, great save.
Was it at me?
Doesn't matter.
Anyway, he's got another save. There we go. Look at that. Not a bad effort.
See, I like watching this because I reckon I should have caught that, but again, it's out of the goals. That's the main thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Look, another save, like a third save. Oh, look at that! Straight at him.
Good. Calmly collected by the monk.
I'm not going to lie, the boys were all over you, weren't they?
Oh yeah, they press real hard.
Yeah, Eric's doing a good job.
Good punch.
Doing a great job. And Paul's doing a good job.
That's my weakness, though, is coming out for crosses, like, which is so weird. Good save by Jacob there.
There we go. Yeah, Jacob's getting some work done. Right.
He had the top knot too at one stage, do
I think he still does, man.
No, I think he did. I think he shaved it.
Did he?
I think, yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, He honestly, he looks like the Man United keeper looks like De Gea.
Yeah,
because now De Gea's bringing the top knot back now.
He's got the beard. Yeah. Jacob's got the beard growing.
A little bit jealous.
He looks like De Gea.
He just wishes it was good.
Jason, what a finish, Jason.
What a finish.
I know you're going to be watching this, Jason. That was a killer finish, bro. Russo, another one. Another celebrity here.
Look at that.
It's just a cheeky little sneak in there. We talked about this at training.
Boys got caught at the back.
There we go.
So not bad.
So I'm disappointed there wasn't more saves.
But that's just the highlights, and
that is just the highlights. But
the first half, we can work on that. So.
We can work.
There's more there, is there?
There's more. Oh, it's actually the first.
There's always
first
more
half.
there. There's always more there. But I'm going to save this. But no, that's like some awesome saves there, bro.
Yeah,
you played a good game. What was it that you put that as your one of your top performances?
I reckon with Curtin this year, that was my best performance I've had with those boys. Good team, good setup. Last night's series we just really wanted to go out with a bit of a bang, and just kind of prove where we were as a team and where we were as a unit. So it was hosted at our ground, good facilities, good lighting. And the fact that we've got it recorded, I think,
that's
which is
great.
good. It's really good to analyse.
You gotta love the recordings.
Oh, you do, and it works well not only for a goalkeeper but more for a team side. So we wanted to press, and where did we press? Where didn't we press? So and then as a goalkeeper, you can see that what the coach wants to do, what the team's doing. So you get the idea of what you want to do.
Yeah, that's right.
It becomes quite helpful.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
for sure. No, so while I'm on the computer, I have to bring this up. I have to bring up the Danish Catch.
Yes,
I have to bring it up. Yes. So I'm gonna pull it up now because I've already got it preloaded because definitely needed to bring this up.
It's an awkward technique. It just looks awkward.
It is brilliant. It is brilliant. I think I don't know how he does it. The first time I viewed this, I had to actually look at it and slow it down frame by frame to make sure it wasn't like...
It was what it was.
Yeah.
If it wasn't a piss take.
Yeah. And I was literally like, is this right? So, let's have a look at this. But it's Peter Schmeichel, isn't it, that's doing this?
Casper.
No,
Casper. Casper.
Yeah. Love the music.
It's good music. Sexy music. Look at that.
It's a cheeky grin at the end.
It's pretty awesome, but I think if you're out there, I don't think it's a good idea to try it. I think you could end up hurting yourself.
But is that a real? What I want is that real? Because he already has his arms up like this.
Yeah,
he's already
locked in, and he's
already preempting that this is where the ball's going to go.
Yeah,
I think it's all right if you know that the ball is definitely going to travel in that area and it's not going to move.
Yeah,
you probably could do it. But if that ball moves,
can we watch it again, Tom?
Yeah, I've got it full screen now. I've got a full screen.
I have a feeling this is a bit of a Mickey take. I think he was just mucking around at training.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I think there's another video that you can actually see the guy striking it into someone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, he's got the Predator gloves on there too.
Yeah, well, I think he's probably sponsored by Adidas. But it literally, I just can't believe, I don't know what thought process goes behind that as a keeper.
I can understand, if what Nick said, if you know the trajectory of the ball and it's coming at you, I guess that it's coming in. You've got your arms to lock it when it comes in, but there's just so much room for error.
There is,
it can go this way, that
way. You know, as a pro playing and training every day, we used to do stupid little things. You know, I think we've all done it. You know, when the volley and you do the whole no looking,
the no look, or behind the back or something like that.
Or the no hands.
We've all done it, and I think it's obviously something. I think they're saying that it's actually a proper technique.
Yeah. I think, that's what we're going to do on Friday, Nick. We're going to do a bit of a cheeky challenge.
Are you guys wearing masks, or are you going to like protect their face a little bit?
Nah, I'm just going to...
Well, we're going to go hardcore.
You can't ruin this anymore, Nick, so I'm going for... I need some new teeth, and maybe this thing's massive. But anything stops it helps. That doesn't,
So we'll definitely have to do a Tommy Gun Yeatsy attempt at the Danish Catch.
Yeah.
But look,
it's going to go so wrong.
You can already tell it's going to hurt.
Especially with my shots, mate. You're going to hurt.
The bloopers reel on this one's going to be really funny.
Yeah.
But just for all the younger listeners and the listeners that are thinking about attempting this,
I don't
think use it in a game.
I really don't think it's a good idea. I think you could hurt yourself, and I think when you want to go back, I don't think you want to be. I know it kind of looks cool.
Yeah,
I think because obviously you guys go, I want to try it. I want to try it.
Yeah. In the game, I would not try it.
No way.
No, this is not a technique to use in games or it's just a muck around thing. Yeah. So it's not a serious technique. We can't stress that enough. It's more or less just a bit of fun. But try to avoid it if you're younger and you don't want to hurt yourself. But definitely just had to bring it up because I was like, it was so weird. I had to like I said, I slowed it right down to make sure it was real because it looks like he's caught it already.
Yeah,
and then
they've reversed it.
And then they've reversed it. Yeah, that's what it looked like to me. And then I went, okay, maybe they've done a little sneaky, but no, it's a legit thing. And I was like,
but maybe he's trying to change the technique because you look at his dad when he would come out in a one-on-one, he would literally jump at you like a tarantula.
Yeah,
how he changed the.
He did change it. He brought the whole. I think what we call it, or you guys call it, the 5-star block. I think that's how it's all came
spread, in. Basically,
he changed the whole goalkeeping.
I don't think anybody has changed the game as much as Peter Schmeichel has. Because I think if my memory serves me correctly. The rule of that with the pass back and you can't pick the ball up as a keeper, I think that rule was brought in because of him.
Okay.
I'll have to do my research on this, but I'm pretty sure it was because of like a World Cup game or something like that, where basically he just rolled it to his defender and they passed it back to him and he picked it up and he had another 5 seconds. Or something, or 6 seconds it is, sorry. And literally, so he just kept doing that to waste time.
Yeah.
And I think they brought in that rule because of that.
That's right.
And I think
to the viewers out there, if you want to test Tommy on this, by all means, make a comment, let us know.
I'm just gonna Google it now while you guys are chatting because I don't want to look like an idiot.
I do. He was actually one of the goalkeepers that made me want to be a goalkeeper. It's just his ruthlessness. He just wants to go out, get stuff done. Big saves, big personality.
He was for me as a goalkeeper. He was just unbelievable. Just unbelievable. But I'm a Leeds United fan, so Leeds and Man United, big rivalry. So I'd love to hate him. I'd love to hate him because it was sort of like he was so good. He was so good.
They've been a bit unlucky recently, Leeds, haven't they? Because they've been coming for promotion. They just lose out in the last.
Yeah, I know. The last couple of seasons, and this year it was so close. And it's all gone to a screaming.
I think was it last 2 years? Aston Villa? No.
Villa went up this year.
Villa, that's it. Yeah, Villa went up
this year, so we missed out on promotion. So
my old coach Ellis would be very happy about that. He's a Villa fan. Yeah.
I remember watching this guy warm up. I actually went to Ellen Road and.
That's awesome.
Seeing this guy warm up, and it was just amazing. He's so big. He made that goal look so small.
Yeah, and that's the big thing. I just love it. But confirmed, yes, I was right. So this was in the 1990 World Cup.
Yep.
So
where was that held, Tommy?
Oh, let's have a look. Did it with footage of Denmark using their tactic in their Euro 1992 success going viral. In the group stages, so
it's a Euro,
it's Euro. The Euro 92.
Yeah, the Euros in Denmark.
I love those retro kits though.
I remember as a kid, I was like, I want to get that.
You know, I'm
a big fan of the old retro
kits. A certain person. I'd love to get a retro kit. Just the one, get one and wear it every now and then for special events because that'd be awesome to rep one of those kits. Love that design.
So that's essentially what happened. So it was in a game for Denmark in 1990.
Pure time wasting.
Time wasting, and in 92. So 92, footage Denmark using the tactic in the year 1992. Yeah. So awesome. So the guy literally changed the game, literally. So they had to change the rules because they're like, this guy.
He's onto it. You can't trust those Danish.
But that's it. I remember reading that and going, that's insane, because it's just.
Well, speaking of rule changes, Nick, the new rule change where you can play the ball to your defender inside the 18-yard box. I don't want to ask questions about your squad because that might give away hints that certain people might be listening to.
Yeah.
But as yourself as a goalkeeper, how does that make you feel with that? Is that going to change your gameplay or?
I don't think it does a great deal. I think at the end of the day, I think I suppose it depends on the opposition you're playing against as well, and how they set up.
How they press.
And how they set up. At the end of the day, I think we've got to. Sometimes you can't force the issue of playing out from the back. If it's really not on, then it's not on, and I don't see the reason to be doing that. And we get to see the whole field from the back, so we're in control. You give the guy left back or the right back the ball, and if he's got a guy already on him, there's just ridiculous in giving him, because you're just stitching him up. And then obviously, he may lose the ball, or he might send it back to you. You might end up with a real bad back pass from him, and it just creates a lot of pressure at the end of the day, I think. So I think with the rule changing, I think even, I think it doesn't really make a big difference. I think it all depends. Honestly, it depends on who you're playing against and how they set up, and if they allow you to play out the back from not. For me, I'm kind of going, if the ball's on and I can play, then I'll play and give it me back, and I'm happy to have it. But if it's not on, I'm not going to give it to anyone. So
I agree, Nick. I reckon it will change the tempo of the game a little bit. Being if you're 2-0 up, 2-0 up, and you've got possession of the ball, you can use that to your advantage. But then in saying that, the other team's going to be pressing you.
That's right.
But if you want to be the aggressing team, you can use an advantage. What do you think, Tommy, about with that rule?
It's a bit difficult, and I've seen it overused. I've definitely seen it being overused, that rule. Especially when it first came in, you see a lot of teams just doing the pass just because they could do it, not necessarily because it's the best option.
Yeah, because it's on. That's right.
And I think that's always just one of them things, as a keeper especially, is that you don't do it just because you can do it. You do it because it's the best option to do it.
Yeah.
And I think it is one of the things that can potentially get overused, and it did get overused a lot when it first came out. Because I think it's just it's the new thing, everyone wants to do it. But I think nowadays, it's gone back to somewhat normal. And I think maybe I think I've seen just people just creep in a little bit. So when you usually pass it out between your centre backs that have spread,
the wides,
it's literally just channel. They've come in a little bit, so the gap between them is not as much anymore. Yeah. Or you see, some people don't like to leave the gap, or they'll have one centre back in the middle, one centre back to the left, or
6 or 7 will come in and fill that hole.
Yeah, and so it's like I said, like Nick said, it all depends on how the other team sets up. If they're setting up with a high press, there's absolutely no point in putting a pass to one of your teammates and putting them under pressure.
Correct, because you just ask for trouble. But I guess it's one good thing as a goalkeeper to have in your arsenal, because you can either you can go long, you can play short, you can pop at the wing, or you can try and shoot.
And I think that's something for kids to really realise, is that just because you see it on the TV and you see the pros do it, don't think that you have to do it, or you should be doing that because my keeper's doing that, because sometimes you're playing at a different standard, you're playing in a different levels, and it's just very, very different. So just you can see it from the back. If it's not on, don't play it. Be smart, make good decisions, and I think that's the key thing as well, isn't it?
That is the key thing. It's, for young keepers, it's we all want to do
we all want to look great, don't we? We all want to look like the pros. We all
think of was it Edison or the Liverpool keeper just bombing these long balls to the thing. We all want to do that. I want to do that.
I'd love to have a left foot as good as Edison's, man.
But and juniors, and if you want to do do the process and go through NPL, and what coach is looking for is you need to be good with your feet, you need distribution, and it's also your thought process.
Yeah, exactly.
So being this rules come in, I'm not sure how it interferes with the NPL 13 and all that type of stuff, but playing from the back is a very, very big part of football these days, especially in what the levels we play in and juniors play in. Get that momentum from the back. You know, the coach might say, look, let's do this, let's do that. Sometimes you do have to make that call. That option might not be on, option might not be on, so you might need to play a cheeky long one or even slip it through the middle. So it's pretty much what you see. But as a young goalkeeper, you think you've got all these pressures going, my coach is saying this, my dad's saying this, De Gea did this, Edison did this, I did this at training.
Yeah, that's right.
Confidence. That's what we say.
And
especially that's what's hard for younger keepers is because confidence for me, especially when I was younger keeping, is that you're pressured into making decisions that might not necessarily be good for you. Like, 'cause you want to play it from the back, but then you don't really want to. And I know a lot of coaches force playing from the back when it's not necessarily the option. They're like, literally just play from the back. I don't care if it's if the ball comes back to you in 5 seconds, and I'm like, well, that's not really my job. Is to kind of stop the ball from going in the net, and keep possession, not just give it away. But it is hard, and it's definitely comes down to confidence, and it's hard to build that confidence in young keepers nowadays, especially with playing from the back when you've got necessarily not other players that don't have the skill level yet to do that.
Or the confidence to take that ball under pressure.
And I've definitely
I agree with that.
Have you ever had one of those moments, when you get that cheeky pass back and you do like a bit of a trick to...
I was never one of those goalkeepers, and I'm not one of the. I've never been. I think
I've only done it once, but like I'm the same. Like I'm not a very tricky player. No. I can't do that. But I think I've done one where I've pretended to boot the ball and I've just faked it.
I've literally seen you in a game where the ball's been rolled back to you and you flicked it up with your foot and caught it in your hands. I've literally seen you do that. And he says, "I'm not a flashy keeper." Oh shit!
I did that actually once in a game I was playing for Yeovil Town on the reserve side, and it was actually a proper back pass. We were losing 2-1 at the time, and I just wanted to send it long, and I was not a bad striker with a half volley. And the ball's come back, and I've just switched off, and I've flicked it up and caught it, and then I've just half volleyed it back down the field again, and they're all going back pass, back pass, back pass. And I was going, what are you on about? And the referee and the linesman just got totally confused, and they were like, play on, it's all good. I was like, and afterwards everyone's like, how did you get away?
You're like, got over
it. Never again.
Gotta love a cheeky back pass.
Switch off.
Well, on that note, I think we might take a bit of a break, Tommy.
Mate, I think we are due for a break, definitely. So we'll do a bit of a refreshment, go a little toilet break, and we'll be back with you very shortly.
Well, thank you everyone for listening to the part 1. Look, it's been a good episode. I think we're going to have to make this last till 2. We've had a good chat.
We've got too much to talk about.
We do.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is, I reckon we're going to tune in next week. We're going to talk about more with Nick, and we're going to do this over 2 episodes, which is going to be quite fun.
Yeah, we'll bag him, we'll tag him, we'll put him in the locker. You won't see Nick for a week. We apologise to his family and friends. But he'd be with us, be looked after. May get a bit of cheeky training in, we don't know.
Oh yes,
fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed,
So
I get restrictions.
Let's cut it and ready to do part 2.
Alright guys, so from YEATESY and Tommy Gun, we'll see you in part number 2.